Hello everyone and welcome back to League 6. In the first episode, I got all the way to my tier 7 relic and unlocked all my regions, Wilderness, Asgardia, and ended with Mauritania. And since then, I've knocked out a bunch of tasks around Mauritania, just the simple stuff, and I've also used the flow state to train up a bunch of skills and just do a bit of grinding. So yeah, a bit higher stats now and a fair bit more tasks just from knocking out stuff around Mauritania. And I also took the opportunity to complete most of the quests in my region. I haven't finished Sins of the Father yet, and I think Night at the Theater is the other one I can do aside from a couple mini quests. And I did go ahead and work a bit more on packs. I got my Imbued God Cape here, and I finished out a few more pack points, getting all the magic stuff I want. But I just need 2 more to get up to this water node, and then I'll be ready to start moving down towards ranged. And aside from that, though, one other thing. Yeah, if I bury these bones here, figured I might as well save it for the start of the episode rather than getting that between episodes as well. But yeah, doing pretty well in stats now, and I think I'm about ready to jump into PvM. So yeah, let's see what I can get up to. Another thing I've been working on to help with PvM is my play-around house. It's nothing too fancy, but I have the Falador, Trollheim, and Fortis portals, which I think are the only portals I can make, so don't really even need to go for something like a Nexus. I have a Gilded Altar, because that was a task, and I have a Prayer Pool. And that's it. Later I could make a Spirit Tree Fairy Ring, but I mean, I had the Fairy Mushroom, so it's not a big deal. And I can upgrade this pool to the Stat Restore one, but that needs 85 construction. I just didn't really want to grind out another few levels right now. But aside from that, there's one more upgrade I should be able to get before I PvM. So you might notice I have the Zealot's robes here. I have all of it but the top, because somehow in 119 keys I didn't manage to get the full set when it's 1 in 25. But another thing I did get while doing the shade tasks was I got the Scroll of Bloodbark. And I'm not that far off being able to make Bloodbark. So the plan was, I currently have a Bear's task, and I was going to go for Callisto, because Callisto can drop Mystics, and that would help me with maging the other stuff I want to get into. But if I can complete Sins of the Father, I can put that Experience Tome on Runecrafting, which should be able to get me the level to make Bloodbark. And Bloodbark's not only better than Mystic, but it has a 1% damage boost. So it would be really nice to get that. The problem is, I don't know if I can do Sins of the Father, because I'm 50 attack. That's not very good, and you have to melee that fight. So I think it's at least worth a try, though, because I talked to some of my friends, and they have done it in the main game with stats like this before. So since I do have some accuracy bonus from the packs, I think it should be possible. It just might be a little rough. But if I can do that, yeah, I'm going to see if I can get some Bloodbark. It probably shouldn't come as a surprise because it's a league, but that was a lot easier than I expected. It was going very well until the final phase, then it got a little hairy, but I was able to finish the quest, and I believe this should, well, it's going to take a few uses, but 240 runecrafting experience each time, and I don't have any better skills to lamp that I can think of right now anyway. So, yeah. And final time, there we go. Okay, it is only 81. I think it's, yeah, just shy of 82. But, oh, also 2k total. I didn't realize I was close to that. That's even more points. But, yeah. And Bloodbark, I believe, is only level 81 for the body and legs. So I can make full Bloodbark, and I have a bit left over. And I'm thinking I'll just make a Swampbark hat, because Swampbark will increase the duration of my Entangles, and since I don't have ice spells, Entangles are the best thing I can have, but I don't think it's really worth going for the body and legs, partly because I don't want to get more Fine Cloth, and partly because I don't think it's worth losing the magic damage. It took me a minute to find the Blood Talisman. It was in the Canifis General Store, not the Darkmire General Store, but there's a Blood Tiara for later. And if I use this, I should be able to get myself a nice set of Bloodbark armor. And there we go, full Bloodbark, and if I also just craft some blood rings, there's a rune crafting level and a task for that. So yeah, if I equip it real quick though, the reason I wanted Bloodbark, it is also the best magic boot and one more magic attack than the Regen Bracelet, but the main reason is the magic damage here, which is 4%? Oh wait, it's from my packs. I'm being silly. But yeah, so I have the body and legs and the hat all give 1%. So I can have 4% magic damage now, which is a lot more significant than Mystics, and a lot better magic attack too. Also, I can try and thieve for a blood shard now. The Final Dawn got me the thieving level for that. So I might try and do that later, but it's not going to be very good odds, so not in a big rush to do that. But I think now I am going to go do my Bear Slayer task and see if I can kill some Callisto, or maybe Audio if Callisto doesn't go well. So I recorded a clip at 20 kc where I was running around the room trying to land in tangles and using fire surge for damage and the water surge to heal up. I think this is a lot better than that. So I realized I could just put on melee prey to half the damage and just face tank with water surge, and the healing from water surge pretty much keeps me topped up at all times. I haven't even came close to like dropping below like 75% health, and this isn't even with full power water spells where they heal you based on what you hit. I mean, the damage is slower than Fire Surge, but this is a very chill way to work on the boss. So far, though, the only notable drop I got has been one Laren's Key, so not much to say there. And I did try a few normal Callisto kills, though I don't think this setup will work, and I kept dying there when I got hit by a Mage Melee combo. So I'm probably just going to do this for the rest of the task, and I might do it in the future as well. It at least seems a good way to finish out these last 10 kills. So before the task was over, I decided to try one Callisto, just to see if the healing strat worked. It did not. I went through an entire inventory of food and almost died, but I did get the kill, and I got a Dragon 200 sword, which is nice because this is one of the packs, so I just have to, I kind of wasn't thinking about that. I guess I'll need to train up my attack soon so I can use this to get the pack point, but for now I'm just going to leave it in the bank and go back to RDO for the rest of the task. So I finished the bear task without any more drops of note, but before I go back into more bossing, I want to do a bit of Slayer, because one, I would like to build up more of a task streak and get some more Slayer points saved up so I can skip in the future, and two, I would really like to see if I could get a Revenant task, because if I could farm Remnants and get a Thermaron Scepter, that would be a huge damage boost for all the wildy bossing I still have to do, because it's like 20% more damage or something like that in the wilderness, and it will work with my autocast spells, so it works with fire and water and all the heals and pack stuff. So let's see what I can get here. And, well, more bears, but, I don't know, do I want to do more bears? I think I'd rather just boost up stuff right now. Though I could do gargoyles and get some points. I don't know, I think I'm just gonna... Actually, where can I kill goblins? Asgarnia. I think I'll probably just do right now stuff like 5 goblins to just quickly speed through some tasks trying to find revenants and or anything else that seems worthwhile. And also that was the easy Mauritania diary, and I think I already completed medium and hard. I just couldn't claim it till I did the easy. So yeah, I can claim those now for some more lamps and rune crafting experience, and I'm just gonna try boosting up some task or some points through tasks and getting revenants. So I got a Revenant task, and around halfway through, I got a Thermaron Scepter as my first notable drop here. And I was recording a clip of Replay Buffer, but I talked a little too long, so the Replay Buffer cut it off halfway through. So that's great. But yeah, Thermaron Scepter, it's the first Rev Unique I've seen here, and it is such a huge upgrade for, well, not just this, but future Wildy content. I mean, just look how high I'm hitting, just normal attacks now. I don't even think that's from the fire boost, maybe a little bit, but it can hit, like, way higher now. Also got Mithril rank and a bunch of points from equipping it. So yeah, this should make not only grinding here, but also grinding the future Wildy bosses so much easier. I'm going to stay to finish the task, maybe snag another unique, who knows. But yeah, I'm probably done with Revenants for now at least, and I can get back to bossing. Oh, there we go. There's the Malediction Shard. So I got a Chaos or Crazy Archaeologist task. Already got 2 Fedoras and the Odium Shard, so that's all I need from the boss. Once I get 25 kill count, that'll be it for combat achievements, and I don't know, might even skip the task. We'll see. Maybe I'll finish it out. Also, I do want to hit 1 kill of the other demo bosses so I can get the diary done. And there is the Malediction Shard from Scorpia. I canceled the Crazy Arc task and got a Scorpia task, and I think that's pretty much everything here too, because I also got the Odium, but might finish out this task, at least go to 25 like the other one. So yeah, that's almost the shield complete. I just need to do Chaos Fanatic, and I think it might actually be better now to mage Chaos Fanatic. Also, I didn't realize I still had the bracelet on, but it might be better to mage him now, because the Thermaron Scepter does significantly buff my spells there, so I don't know. I'll have to look into that more. And there is the final Malediction Shard. I figured I might as well just skip to get a crazy, or keep mixing them up, Chaos Fanatic task, and just try maging it. It's not very good. You splash a lot, but because of fire spells, I hit really big when I hit, so it works well enough. I'm probably just going to finish it out and get a Beodium, because that's also a league task, though the pack point is for the Malediction Shard. Well, that took quite a while, but there is the final shard. Now time to go make the shields. You know, I honestly thought I'd be going for other stuff before making the wards here. But there is the Odium, which will be pretty nice if I do any one-hand ranging. And more importantly, there is the Malediction, which is not only going to be my best magic shield now, because it gives, I think, another, like, yeah, 2 magic damage, but also gives me another Demonic Pact. So, yeah. And what I'm working on now is getting up to this water node to give me more damage based on my health, because as we saw, RDO, water spells work pretty well, and I definitely would like the extra damage for fight caves if I can get it. Unfortunately, I do get an extra little node here, because I pathed up this way at the start instead of pathing up this way, so I got the regen. But in the end, that's just going to be a bit more magic damage, which honestly isn't a bad thing. But yeah, so now I need just one more point to knock this out, and I honestly don't know if I still want to go ranged. It would still be nice to pick up the regen for magic, so I always profit on runes and trigger the effects more consistently. But now that I did Chaos Fanatic, I don't really know how much I really need the early range versus the early melee, so I'll need to think about that. Oh, there it is. That didn't take too long. But there's Blood Shards, so I can make a Blood Fury now. Actually, let's just go do that real quick. But yeah, I was trying to do some Vires, and it really didn't go well. So I went to Rogue's Chest, got around 4 mil experience per hour, and got the Thieving Cape. So my success chance went from 40% to 60%, and then I got it in like 250 pickpockets anyway when it's a 1 in 1k. But I believe if I make this... combine that, and there is the task, which gives me another pact point. Also, I have been thinking about what I want to do for packs, and I think the new plan is pretty much the old plan. So instead of getting this node then going down to ranged like I was going to do, I think it makes more sense to finish with magic and then go into melee. But instead of just getting this node and then going into melee, I think I want to go all the way to the Water Keystone, because I was planning to loop back and get it later on. But I honestly don't know how much I will be using water spells later on, so if I can get it before I do stuff like fight caves, it's probably going to come in handy. And I think that should still give me plenty of points to get into melee before I need to start meleeing stuff, because aside from moons, I also probably need melee for stuff like Vedion, because the Void Waker's a task, so I see myself using magic and melee a lot more than range, even if I would like to come down here and get the regen node later on. So yeah, for now though, I can lock in this point to get a bit stronger of water spells. And I also probably will want to try and get more blood shards later, because, well, 2 is better than 1, though I almost kind of wish I did have Larcenist to pickpocket like 20 at a time, even if that would be overkill. But I don't know, I probably will at least want another 2 if I can. And today was update day, and they did a lot of fixes and a few buffs as well. As you can see, it auto-completed some of the tasks that were impossible in my regions, and also allowed me to finally do this one. And it also did some notable buffs to packs. The main one is, one, I got another point, because equipping a Obsidian Cape is now a task, though the cap is still 40, so I can't get extra points, but it will make it easier to get to 40 now, especially some of the other tasks they added, like equip a piece of Perilous Moon's armor. The other thing is they buffed the accuracy nodes. So these small ones are now 25 instead of 15. This is 50 instead of 35. And the 1% damage nodes now have a 10% accuracy as well. So I believe in total I should have got like... actually, it might be more than I'm thinking. I was going to say 50%, but I think it should be 55% because of this one. Anyway, I got a lot more accuracy. And I went from, like, I think it was somewhere around 70% before, now it's 120%, so that should help a lot, especially because I'm doing magic, and magic is a little more problematic with accuracy, especially early on, even though I got some better armor, so this should help a lot for a lot of the content I was hoping to still do with magic. And the extra point means I can pick up this node, a little bit more accuracy, and 1 closer to water spells. So yeah, let's lock that in now. And I guess the next thing I should do, I probably should stop putting it off and go do Huey. I should have been able to do this like days ago, pretty early on anyway. I just haven't wanted to, because I also would like to try and get the wand from it. I'm not sure if I'm going to use it now or how it compares to my other options, Obviously, it's not going to be better than the Thermaron Scepter for wilderness stuff, but a 10% damage wand would be really helpful. I've done a few Huey kills here on the Mass World, and I've seen a couple wands now. Not for me, unfortunately, but I did manage to get a tooth half of key, which is the Varlamore wand needed for the moon chest, so that'll be nice for a task later on. But I did get the one kill for the pact point, and also got some combat tasks and a speed task too. So I think what I want to do now, instead of doing earth spells, because as you can see I'm losing a lot of health, I do want to get my final pact point up here into the water keystone, and see how well it works just to spam water spells here and maybe snag a unique drop or two. But yeah, there is the full magic tree done, at least for now. I might get more later, but this is all I want to do for the early game. Oh hey, well there's a drop, some Huey hides. And with this kill, there is 50 kill count. Unfortunately, no wand, though not really to be expected when I'm doing masses like this. I might stay a little longer just to see if I can get another drop, because it does seem like there's fewer people now than there was a few kills ago. But yeah, probably going to wait to do small teams to try and get a wand. Well, I got a couple friends to knock out the speed test. There's a bunch more points. We decided to stay for a few more kills to try and snag some uniques. Both of them got tomes, one of them got a wand, and I got myself some more Huey hides. But as you can see by my ratio of death runes there, yeah, I was not pulling very high damage. So I think what I really want to do is try and get an upgrade that will really help my DPS, so I hopefully can farm a wand whether in masses or small groups later. And the thing I realized is I got a very nice mage setup. This node here would be insane right now, because I was not expecting to get a powered staff early on. I was thinking I'd have to wait for stuff like the Lithic Scepter, Ayak, or Sang, which is a bit later to get. But since I have a Thermaron Scepter, this will make it one tick, and this will out DPS elemental spells on pretty much everything. I mean, the water will still be good for healing, but yeah, this will be very good. So I think what I want to do is probably go to Royal Titans, because I can get another pack point for soloing it, and get this a bit ahead of my plans, because that should help a lot with Huey and even some other grinds. And when the spell lands, that should be the kill. There's a Royal Titan kill and a Royal Titan solo. I think this is the one that has a chance to give me the Mage Prayer, and I don't have room for loot. Oh, there it is. Unfortunately, the Giant Soul Amulet's kind of useless, because Evil Eye does the same thing, and it's like a 1 in 3 here, and I can't even exchange them for Big Bones. But yeah, but just to show real quick, if I swap this, this is how fast it currently casts, which is not particularly good. And now if I can invest the pack point here, apply changes. So now this is going to fire way faster. So yeah, this is now going to be by far my best DPS. Unfortunately, it probably will replace fire spells in most situations, but I don't know, fire spells might still have a place here or there, and it was at least nice to give them a farewell out of Royal Titans. And of course, water spells are still going to be a go-to for healing, because even if I do get the node here that makes it so powered staffs regenerate water runes, that's going to be like a 0.8 heal per tick, while just casting water spells with just the base regen, not even with this, is like 2.6 healing per tick. So yeah, water spells are going to be much better for comfy AFK kind of bossing, but this is going to be so much more damage. So, like the stars in the last episode, I did a bit of AFKing while I was at work. I got a bunch of wood cutting all the way to 35 mil, and also been working on a few other just skilling things in the background. I did some fletching. Also, 100 mil farming. I probably will make this my 200 mil because it's really fast and features the cord, and I kind of would like to go for the pet. But aside from the skilling I've been working on, getting close to my next tier of relic here. But one thing I realized, I was doing some Huey now that I have the upgraded powered staff. But there's one small problem with just using powered staff. It's this node right here. So when I regenerate runes, it boosts my magic level. But because I'm using a powered staff now, it's not regenerating runes, so it's not boosting my magic level. And that's a problem because powered staves increase their max hit based on your magic level. So if I pick up one of the powered staves nodes, I should be able to upkeep it pretty quick because it's going to be 1 tick attack. So I think it is worth getting one of these now. So, to get that, though, I think what I want to try and do is a Mox. I did try it a bit with fire spells back when I did the quest, and it was okay, but it wasn't like that quick of kills. But since then, they buffed the accuracy nodes, they lowered the defense, at least of the Echo version, and now I have a much better weapon with the powered staff. So I think I should be able to farm a Mox, get the Echo Orb, and probably can get the one kill to get the point there, so I can then put it in the powered staff nodes. So I think that's what I'm going to try and do now. Aside from that, I really would like to still get the wand from Huey, even though the powered staff is a much better weapon. The wand still will be better for water spells, and useful at a few other things coming up. So I really would like to get that before I move on, but yeah, it's just not dropping. So I think getting this node to buff my staff a bit probably will be worth it. And that should kill it, and there is the Echo Orb. I was not expecting it to go all the way to 40k C, but, well, I got it, and in the process, I got a lot more than I was expecting. Not only did I get, like, all the drops, or at least 2 of the hammers, I also got, if I scroll up, 99 hit points. I forgot I was getting close to that, and if it's still here, I also got a lot of the combat tasks here, which got me the medium combat achievements, and there was also one for 50 combat achievements. So yeah, now I can try Echo Mox, and hopefully that goes a little better. Also, I did switch to Fire Surge, because I did try with the normal autocast powered staff here, and it supposedly is better DPS, at least last I looked it up. But I think because you have to move so much, I was losing too many ticks, and the fire, especially because it builds up on missing, just seemed to work a lot better. So, I don't know. I'll double check before I try the Echo version, but I think fire might still be the play. Oh. Well, that was a bit tougher than I was expecting. Let's get out of here before it respawns and set up the pact. I was pretty close to failing that kill, but managed to recover and get it. And yeah, that was my 3rd try, and I didn't really look up the balls. I've seen a few people fight it, but I don't think that was too bad, though I'm definitely going to need to practice before I try and go for that Echo item. And the fire spells do seem to work pretty well, especially because it seems to boost your cast speed there, though it was showing that the 1-tick powered staff would be better. But I don't know, I think the fire spells work well enough for what I'm doing. That said, I have been thinking about what I want to get for this point, because I could go into water for the regen, but I honestly feel like I just want to put it in fire, because this will increase the damage of my powered staff by 1. But it's not like just 1 max hit, because it's just a +1 to all my attacks. So I think this will be better, especially with the 1 tick. And also I feel like, well, I'm probably not going to get this one later on, though I might get the water one in future builds. So I don't know. I feel like it's something I just want to try, and, you know, I already kind of paffed over here, so might as well. So, yeah, but this should make the powered staff a little bit better. Now I'd like to see if I can go back to Huey to actually get the wand. So I tried doing some Huey, and it didn't go well. So I figured I might as well just get my tier 8 relic before trying it again. Pretty much I did some masses, and everyone in the mass world now has much better gear, so it felt like I wasn't doing as much of the kill or getting as much contribution. And I tried to do a solo, and it was 8 minutes long. That's a little too long. Actually, I probably need to be at a bank for this. Hold on. It figures that when I decide to bring a house telly instead of a crafting cape, I end up needing to go to a bank. Anyway, so yeah, the tier 8 relic, though, should help a lot with the Huey kills, whether I do solos or masses or small groups even, because all the tier 8s are just really good for combat in general, and something I was hoping to get before I did a lot of, like, heavy bossing. And I was a bit torn on which one I wanted. Executioner is probably the least helpful, because a lot of the bosses in my regions don't have that high of health pools that you really want Executioner for the last 20%, though it would help for some, like, the next solo raids and stuff like that. So it's really down to these two. And Minion was looking really strong. The AoE would be great for Slayer, and the noting does sound really good, but I still want to go with my gut and get the Flask. So the reason this is cool is because it's not only an offensive, but can be defensive as well. It restores your special attack, so it works with, like, speccing bosses down. It restores prayer and hit points, so it can be an emergency panic button. It makes you immune for 2.4 seconds, and it does a big AoE explosion. And while it does have a 3-minute cooldown, you can reduce it by dealing damage. So this just seems like one of the strongest and most versatile options. It's not going to be as much damage as Minion, but it does have that defensive component to it as well, and it does full damage to Huey's tail, as I've seen in the Mass World. So, yeah, this should help a lot, whether I'm doing masses or solos, to quickly get Huey down, because I really want to get this wand before I move on. Well, that did speed up the kill a fair bit, 6 minutes instead of 8.5. Still wouldn't call it quick exactly, though, so not sure if I'm going to do this until I get a wand, and even more Huey hides, so that's great. Well, at least that's a new item. Oh, I actually got it! Well, there's the Dragon Hunter wand. I just sent some solos this morning, and yeah, only took a few solos to get to it. It's a 1 in 21, and I figured I was able to get like 5-minute kills, and when I was not trying super hard and just using like whipping between the powered staff and water spells, it wasn't too bad. Now I just need to do one kill with the wand, and then I should get all the combat achievements here. So I figured a good place to put the new Dragon Hunter wand to use would be Echo Mock, since I've been using fire spells there, and it took a bit of practice to get down, but it's not that bad of a fight. Also, Flash does help. I started using that in the final phase just to kind of cheese it, and yeah, it took me 41 kills to get the Echo item, though. It's a 1 in 30, and the pity rate's 1 in 60, so took a while, but here it is, and if I equip that now, well, one, this is going to be my best in slot melee weapon, because there's no requirements for Echo items, and this has, I mean, you can kind of see a bit of the stats here. It's like 70 attack and 70 attack and strength for all styles. Also with Demon Bane, I can do crush, slash, and stab. So yeah, should be pretty good for training melee, especially helpful for moons, because it will be better than some of my other options like the glacial hammers. And that also is another Demonic Pact. Now, I was thinking it could be nice to put a point into magic so I can heal with the powered staff, but I think it's time. I want to start on melee, so I'm going to put the first point into here, and then in the next episode, I will work on branching out more into melee for the second half of my build, because I think this is where I'm going to be wrapping up this one. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. I didn't get to quite as many boss scenes as I wanted, just because it took a little bit longer to flesh out the magic tree and get some of the drops like the wand, but now that I have that, I think I'm ready to do a bit more magic to get some other stuff, but mainly focus a lot more on melee in the next episode. So yeah, anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Until next time, goodbye.